we are looking for qualified people who have the capacity to serve, and ideally, and people, both men and women, who have a sort of a notion of being helpful to others. Having said that, I must also say that Rotary Club is not, whilst it's a service organization, there's a lot of other happiness it generates. There's a huge amount of fellowship, there's a lot of networking, and it pays to join a Rotary Club. I mean, members benefit in many ways by improving their own quality of lives and connections. So Rotary Club is looking for people not necessarily very well placed in life, but certainly people who are holding a profession, who bring in that expertise into our working. So if you have a doctor and I am an engineer, someone else is an accountant, someone else is a teacher or in the teaching profession, between us we're able to pool our resources and we come up with an excellent project because each one of us brings in a specialty skill.
That's very good. That's very nice. What is Rotary's contribution towards the world peace? How does it work in this direction?
Rotary, as I just answered that question, Rotary certainly cannot go into Syria and stop wars. Rotary can't even go into Kashmir and say, okay, Pakistan and India now become friends and patch it up. We can't do that. We would like to do that, but we can't do that. I mean, even governments are not able to do that. But Rotary has got its peace centers, and what we mean by peace centers is we've got 10 postgraduate seats in several 6 or 7 universities across the world. So we are funding graduates to go and do postgraduate work on conflict resolution and on peace studies in these universities. And we hope that they will get placed in a situation where they can help towards negotiating a peace. So if you have someone who's working with the United Nations, working with the governments, working in offices, which is working towards conflict resolution, not necessarily between two countries. It could be conflict between labor unions. It could be conflict between government and someone else. So now they are trained to go in and do the job. And this is a way that we are contributing to build peace around the world. See, peace is not just absence of war. Right. Peace is also a full stomach. Peace is also a happy child. Peace is also everyone employed. In fact, if you have all these components, it's very unlikely you'll have wars. Very true. So remember, peace, too many people think peace is only stopping bullets. You can stop all the bullets you want, or people go hungry, there will be conflict. Right. You know, I think Gandhiji said something about that. For a hungry man, his priorities are different. So we play this peace role in different forms. Rotary itself, every action it does is working towards peace. So we must not construe that peace is only going and stopping guns firing at each other. That is one part of it. Even after stopping it, you can never have peace if you have a child crying in your house every day without food. How can the parents be happy? How can the mother sleep? How can the father sleep? So there are many aspects to peace.
Fine. So Rotary is looking into that aspect of it, and it's a very wide scope of
I think everything Rotary does eventually works towards peace.
Okay. What would be the next program that you foresee after we conquer polio?
We might, first of all, we've got to finish polio. There's still some way to go. We've got 2 countries left. And after that, we've got to have 3 years of no polio to get certification. So you're talking about at least 4 years ahead. So whilst we plan for the future, we must not lose our focus. The focus must be to finish this, and always this last 10 yards in 100 meters is where you need maximum energy. So let me not preempt that and say that, well, these are our plans because we need to finish that first. But you should know that once we are done, we are going to have a whole lot of offers on our table. Imagine we've set up a machinery where we can reach every child on earth, and that is something stupendous. You don't want that to go waste. And there will be many, many multilateral agencies who come searching for us, who will want to join with us to make use of this machinery and this equipment. That's one part. I don't even know whether we will have another program like polio, we could just have 6 different programs on our areas of focus. We could have, so while we're talking about it, we're thinking about it, we are waiting for these proposals to come in. We don't want to take our eye off the ball on this. We want to keep focused on polio. But in the meantime, we are gathering data, we are talking to people, and we are trying to build up a consensus. And that is not an easy task in Rotary, a consensus of where we must go.
Have you heard also about yet another program, the Wash in Schools? Could you throw some light onto this aspect
Wash
of
in
it?
Schools is essentially, it's a new program of RI's. India is playing a major role in it. And we're trying to do 2 things. One is we are falling in line with the Prime Minister's call to build toilet blocks. He wants at least 4 toilets, 2 for boys, 2 for girls. And in my view, that can really change the whole, it can change the whole country. Because at this point, a lot of the girl child stop schooling when they reach this 10, 11, 12 age, simply because there is no privacy, there is no cleaning facilities. And by making available these toilets, you are crossing a big threshold. So we have set a target of 20,000 toilet blocks in India each year. So in 2 years, 40,000 toilet blocks, 40,000 schools. That's a huge task. That's one side of it. Then you have the WASH, that is water and sanitation, where it's a simple matter of getting clean water to schools and teaching them how to wash their hands. As a doctor, you know the importance of hand washing. I mean, I can't give you the statistics, you'll know better, but what type of bacteria you're taking in by not washing. So it's quite not amusing, but intriguing to see these children lined up in these troughs and each one showing the other how to do, brushing like this way, that way, cleaning the nails. And we are hoping that this in turn, this whole culture will be taken to their homes and they teach their mothers and their fathers who are illiterate that this is the way to keep sickness away.
Good. I think that's a lovely program because that will control in terms of all the waterborne diseases that children have. I think that will be controlled and contained.
No question about it.
Yes.
It may not totally stop it, but to make big headway from children falling ill on a regular basis.
And it will also add to the better quality of life for the students as well as for the communities.
100%.
Right. What would be your message for the people of Goa and for the Rotarians of District 3170?
Well, like my own philosophy in life is, it's not mine. I must have picked it up from Gandhiji or someone. I really don't know whom I picked it up from. Is live as though you will die tonight, and plan as though you will live 100 years. And our life is like a balance sheet. You're born, death is sure, and you will depart one day. During this period, you have the ability to be a liability or an asset, like a balance sheet. You can either be a gift to the world or you can be a liability to the world. My message is choose to be a gift. Each one of us is blessed with gifts, God-given gifts. These gifts must be used in the right direction. These gifts must be used for the purpose for which we were blessed with those gifts. And choose to be a gift to the world, because when we leave this place, we should know, we should be in a position to say, well, because I lived, this at least one person benefited. At least 5 others around us benefited. If because you lived, you created trouble for 5 others, your life is worthless. So my message is, let's live to be a gift to the world. And the second thing is, join Rotary. Because if you join Rotary, you work for your community, to uplift your community. And if you're not going to do it, who else will? If you don't, if your listeners, your viewers don't join Rotary, they are only criticizing and saying, why doesn't the government help? Why doesn't imported help come in? It doesn't work. Rotary allows you to light a candle rather than curse the darkness. And my appeal is, join these Rotarians. Work with them, because you're working for yourselves.
Thank you so much to all our viewers. It has been a wonderful interview that we have had with our Rotary International President, Rotarian K.R. Ravindran. He has thrown light on polio, the challenges, into the success story of polio, which we are almost nearing its end. He also threw light also on The Wash in Schools, a lovely program that India has had its initiative. We also did talk about the medical missions, where our Rotarians participate very vociferously, enhancing a better quality of life in terms of health for people. And the last clarion call is be a gift to the world. We end up this evening today with this theme, be a gift to the world.